not. Vincenzo's Go Crypto Investing on our expanding episodes on how to identify fleece heisters and shysters that are out here to walk away with all your hard-earned fucking money. And hit that like button down below. Share the channel, like it, comment, so we can infiltrate and expose the charlatans that are all around in the real estate, the Tom system that I exposed for you earlier, and how those people today in the cryptocurrency sphere and the real estate game are using the Tom method of scamming and just repackaging it into the crypto. And as we see here, the BlockFi or the BitConnect. And BitConnect was a lending platform back in the day where they said you could lend money at 1% compounding interest per day. You can see it right here, 1% per day, right? And it got bigger and bigger and bigger, and eventually the whole thing came unglued when the cryptocurrency bottom dropped out in 2020. And look what it says, BitConnect can pay you. And you'll see me doing this, which is just to make sure it's still recording, because you never know. These things like to stop recording randomly, and then you're left talking to yourself. But you can see what happened here with the BitConnect. And the BitConnect guy, the people that actually remember him, come on. The people that actually remember the BitConnect guy, he was shilling it because he would go around to Miami, Atlantic City, Vegas, and have these big promotions and these big events with musicians and charlatans, the fleece heist and shystu of all types, because he could spend all this money, millions and millions of dollars, to do these one-day events because it was stolen money, and it's very easy to spend stolen money. And you can see BitConnect allows you to invest money for a period of 120 to 299 days, depending on the amount you wanted to lend, on an average of 0.94% per day compounding interest, right? And you can see they highlighted a couple specific things they wanted you, the audience, to know, right? The table shows that the required lending amount, financial returns, interest, and retention periods. The less you spent and gave them and lend them, the longer you had to hold their money there to get your 40% interest per day. But if you went up to 10,000 to 100,000, you would get that 40% per month at 0.25% per day after 120 days, and you had to lend them the money, even though the central banks were only offering 0.0, half a fraction of a percent in interest per year, but somehow BitConnect was able to give you 1% per day compounding, meaning if you had $100 and you got 1% per day, you got $1, and then the next day you got $101, and then you got another 1%, right? So then it just compounded on itself, even though anybody with a brain up there that wasn't being motivated by greed, they would be asking themselves simple questions. How were they generating that money? And one of the things BitConnect started saying is they had a BitConnect trading robot. And that's one big thing. If you don't want to be fleece heisted and shysted, anybody that you see down there in the comment section that says, or their description, they have a video saying, join my course, join my this, because I have a trading robot that I specifically created and designed with its indicators, and what it has to do to trade is how we're going to generate money and passive income together. That's a number one no-no, a top 10 no-no in identifying and averting and exposing a fleece heister and shyster, and that's very critical in your education, in your overall ascending up the ladder in wealth, in knowledge, in business, is to be able to quickly and swiftly identify people that are fleece heisters and shysters. And this is a big thing. If they say we have a trading bot, whether it's a service like BitConnect said they had it, or they're shilling their own individual trading bot, run for the hills. You're going to get nothing out of it but heartache and lies and losing your money when these people walk away with your money. Bitcoin robot trading platform. BitConnect is a leading BitConnect robot. Yeah, it's not leading anymore. It's leading to bankruptcy. Robot trading platform reviews magazines. When crypto trading trend continues to rise, many crypto traders are looking for ways to optimize their trading and increase their overall odds and profit. In addition, there are investors without knowledge, right? And that's what they say. That's why you have a trading robot. The trading robot doesn't have the brain getting in there, his emotions getting in there, and therefore able to take a plan and stick to the plan. And hence it's a better trader than a human can be, because humans have emotions, and robots and trading bots trade with the algorithm that you set, not based off of your emotions, right? But it's just a fleet, it's just all a fraud, right? What is a Bitcoin trading bot, right? Right here, how Bitcoin trading robots work. Most Bitcoin robots employ artificial intelligence and machine learning and analyzing data. Most Bitcoin robots, assets, data, anticipate risk and buy and sell assets following parameters. Bitcoin robot trading strategies, right? They buy low and they sell high. And that's how BitConnect was going to pay off all these crazy amounts of interest that they couldn't do, and they could never really say how they were generating that money. And the reason and how they generated that, Sir Ponzi himself would have been proud, because all a Ponzi scheme is made after Sir Ponzi is you get new investors to pay off old investors, right? And the bigger your company gets, you have one investor to 100 investors, and then they give you your money, and then you have to promote and use the media and use the hype train to get 100 to 200 number investors to pay off investor 1 to 100, and so on and so forth. But eventually you get so high, the new money starts to level off, and as soon as it levels off, the whole thing becomes exposed, right? And that's exactly what happened to BitConnect. It got exposed and the whole thing came unglued. Bitcoin exchange, stacking, storing money, spending debit. Is BitConnect a scam, pyramid, or Ponzi scheme? And it was actually a trifecta. It was a scam, it was a pyramid, and it was also a Ponzi scheme, all at the same time, because they started to say that they were using a trading robot that never existed, and they fleece heisted and shisted all of their customers when they finally had cease and desist. And the whole thing came belly up in early 2018 when crypto crashed, and it exposed some of the charlatans and buffoonery and the nonsense that was going on. And that's what old Vincenzo's here for, to help you invest safely, smartly, in something that's actually going to generate money for you, because you weren't fleeced, because you understand how to identify shysters of all sorts, shysters in the real estate game, shysters in the crypto game, shysters in the stock market, shysters in the banking institutions, and the fleecers and snake oil salesmen all around. You're going to have it up here, how to quickly identify, sniff out, and discard the fleece heisters and shysters, so you can really get down to business, to setting up your strategies on whatever you want to do to invest in, whether it be crypto, stocks, or whatnot. But you understand the things you need to know to avoid these fleece heisters and shysters. And you can see, just like BitConnect that we talked about right there, right? Just like BitConnect that we talked about right back here, Celsius was another huge one. And look at this, very similar. Celsius here, what they did was they started lending out money at up to 18% annual percentage rate, right? Promotion up to $2,000 and a bonus. And people asked Mr. Mazinski how he was getting his money and generating this. And when pressed for information, he deferred and deflected, because he knew he was running a Ponzi scheme, and Mazinski is going to end up in jail. Celsius was a cryptocurrency saving and lending platform that allowed users to earn interest on crypto, take loans using the cryptocurrency as collateral, and more. In June 12, 2022, Celsius announced they were pausing withdrawals as we went on. And we know once somebody pauses withdrawals, you know it's already too late. You've lost your money. Celsius previously allowed users to earn high reward rates on deposited cryptocurrency, allowing users to take loans with their cryptocurrency as collateral, meaning that if this all went to shit, your collateral was gone. Currently in bankruptcy, and users' funds are locked, blah, blah, blah. But you can see what they did, up to 18%. And they were a lending platform like BitConnect started, and they repackaged it and tried to get a nice fresh face, a much more legitimate face, and it was still the same fraud that it was. Rather than putting up all your crypto as collateral, you could choose how to put them. This is called a loan to value ratio. Celsius offered loan to value of 25, 33, and 50% interest rates. Interest rates are currently 0% APR in California. Who choose a 25%, right? It was just not possible to sustain. And you can see loan to value 1%, 0.75% paid and sell, all the way up to 6.71%. You can earn up to 18.6% APR by keeping your digital assets on deposit with Celsius. As of writing this platform interest on 25 plus cryptocurrencies, 10 plus stable coins, and one gold token, PAXD. There is no minimum balance or fee to earn on your crypto, right? And this was a classic scam, and it got exposed in 2022 when cryptocurrency and the rest of the market tanked. Three Arrows Capital went down, uh, BlockFi went down, Celsius went down, FTX recently went down, and you can see at the bronze you would get sell token holding 5 to 10% bonus reward 5%, all the way up to platinum 25 to 100% of your holdings, and you would get 25% rewards when the banks and the central banks and those criminals were offering less than 1%. You got to ask yourself, how were they generating that kind of revenue? How were they generating it? Where were they getting those returns at to pay off these people? The thing was, they were fleece heisting and shysting. Unfortunately, you, the retail traders, how did their competitors do against Celsius? Bankrupt, bankrupt, and I believe Nexius bankrupt. All three of these were one and the same, repackaging the same bill of goods and selling it to you in the form of these lending platforms by taking in old money to pay off you, the new money, and build up that ladder. As Grant Cardone says, build up that pipeline, which is pretty much just rebranding this into using his real estate. In my own personal opinion, I don't have any proof that Grant Cardone is doing this, but to me, it seems like this is what he's doing, and he's just repackaging up like Celsius, BlockFi, Three Arrows Capital, and FTX, the lending platforms that you could just sit on your couch, go to bed, and earn 6%. Was just buffoonery, and all these people believed it because they made it sound with their $1 trillion propaganda machine on the mainstream media. Like you see Grant Cardone now, just like you used to see the BitConnect guy, the BlockFi guy, the Celsius guy. Now you see the real estate people that are taking and repackaging up that same nonsense that you've seen with the Tombu system in real estate that all these crypto charlatans are using, like you've seen BitConnect, BlockFi, Celsius that I just showed you. Now you get this. You get it rebranded and repackaged, and they're using real estate this time to set up the deal, to make the deal, to buy the deal, and to manage the deal. And they tell you, we're going to buy this $250 million property right here, 250 unit, $200 million deal, 255 unit condo. We're buying it, whether you're in or out. But you should be with us because you're too stupid to do these deals yourself, and you want the easy money. You want that passive income. Let me do the work. Grant Cardone at Cardone Capital, and then I'll send you out checks. Where have we heard that before? You send me money, I send you out checks. That's it. Simple. You lock your money up with Cardone Capital. I buy the deal, I find the deal, I make the deal, I send you money. Everybody wins. Everybody's happy. But you ever wonder why Grant Cardone comes out himself and says he would prefer interest rates to be very low to zero and have asset prices with inflation ascend and go up, because that's what Grant Cardone needs to keep this game going. Because what he used to do was only take money from credited investors, right? Then he opened it up about a year ago because he had so much money that he has locked up in there that he has to pay interest on. And if he stops and misses one payment, everybody sees that it was a fraud and the whole thing comes unglued. He opened it up after getting his name all over Twitter, all over Facebook, all over social media, and all over mainstream media. He opened it up to non-accredited investors, meaning you and me, can give him as little as a couple $1,000s and try to get 6% on my money. And he got an influx of bunch of new money to pay off all the old people. And eventually, if real estate just levels off or starts going down as interest rates rise, the whole thing comes unglued. Like the BitConnect came unglued with the trading bot, the Celsius, the BlockFi's, and the Three Arrows Capital, because the Bitcoin price went down. It's the same thing with like AMTV. He's doing the Island Project. It's all rebranded up, fleece heisting and shysting. into something new, whether they're shysting crypto or they're shysting real estate. It's rebranded and brought back to you. And that's why old Vincenzo's here to educate and inform you so you can sniff out things like this and keep your energy, to get your mind right, to keep you moving in the right direction. And that's what we're here to do, more importantly than just the technical analysis of the cryptocurrency. It's to identify scams, at least in my own personal opinion, or in the BlockFi, the Celsius, the BitConnect, the Three Arrows Capital, the FTXs, the Sam Bankman-Frieds have been proven to be con men, frauds, scams, and shysters. I think people like Grant Cardone, what they're doing and how they're doing it, selling courses and telling you to give them money so they can buy the deal, right, and send you a check back. I think it's nothing more than just rebranding of the lending platforms that we've seen in the cryptocurrency industry, and just an overall modern day version of what the Tom Boo system was in the 90s on infomercials and DVDs that they would sell. And instead of having big conferences run it out, they just do it here on social media now, driving their Bugatti, selling you this, and rebranding it up in just a modified, fancier version, better presented in Grant Cardone's case. To me, at least in my own personal beliefs, it's just a better, more sophisticated, better presented Ponzi scheme meant to sucker in your money, mostly people that are poor, that are begging for financial freedom, and they're being sold a bill of goods in a fake lifestyle by paid promoters and fake gurus that don't really live the life that they're portraying to try to get your fucking money. I'm not a financial advisor. I just try to help and educate and inform, most importantly, you, my beautiful audience, and anybody else in the social media sphere that sees this, on how to identify like the Tom Boo system, BitConnect, the lending platforms, the Three Arrows Capitals, the Sam Bankman-Frieds, and some of these other people that I have questions on, like here, Grant Cardone, how he's coming up with the money that he's sending out to everybody each month based on what he's presenting. To me, it seems just like a rebranded, fancier, more sophisticated version of a lending platform, modified Ponzi. Keep your feet on, keep your brain thinking, and be on the lookout for the fleecers, the heisters, and the shysters that are all around the YouTube sphere, whether it be real estate, stocks, or crypto, or anything else that they're trying to sell you to get your money. You got to watch out and avert and subvert them. Peace and love to my beautiful audience.